Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Civilization 3, Age of Imperialism, where we play as Germany, and we are trying to be better than, well, Wilhelm. And so far, so good. Now, it has been a rough couple episodes, and we have, I believe, solidified ourselves just enough. Not sure. But we have to stem the, of course, ever growing American horde of sorts, as we will be fighting very hard to maintain our positions. As you can see here, they have been getting a little, well, already losing a couple people. But yeah, we have captured a industry. We have found a city to. We have yeah. Duh. we have captured a city that has industry in it, and with that industry being captured, it definitely does help us in the long run here. So, essentially, now that we have Charleston, we do have a city with industry, which means both of these cities can produce things for industry. And we are going to definitely take advantage of that. Now, am I going to produce all of my military troops in Charleston and Tampa Bay? It's tempting because it's the safer option, but it's not going to be the case because American ships on this side of the coastline has no clear access to get their troops over there or to really get their ships out. So, with that in mind, we will be able to send troops overseas um, to uh, to pretty much handle business in a way. So we're gonna take all these steam transports that I've parked in Charleston, and we're gonna take them home because we're not gonna try and pull out of America right now. We're gonna be fighting tooth and claw, and since we had the Maxim machine guns. Now, like I said earlier, in earlier episodes, the Maxim machine guns do make defensive cities very easy, and I mean easy. They are quite literally a game changer after you get them. Um, they're very much a big game changer. Um, Especially since they are a unit that has, I believe, 14 defense, 10 attack with 14 bombard, or something like that. Needless to say, they are very extremely powerful, and they don't get an upgrade until a lot later in the game. Now, when they get upgraded, you're gonna need a lot of artillery to break through these guys. Like, let's see if I can do pull it up real quick. So they have 4 attack, 12 defense, which yeah, and 10 bombard technically. And they do have return fire bonus. So they act like so if somebody attacks me, I have 2 Maxim machine guns stacked in this city. One can always attack first for that one fight per turn kind of deal. And a zone of control, meaning that if they pass through here, and even if they don't attack here, my Maxim machine guns do have a chance to retaliate with them on the outside border. So, it is an all-around great unit to have, especially early game when there's no World War II units out and about. Definitely makes things a lot easier, less complicated. We do not have a whole lot here in Tampa, and it looks like they're gonna try and break Tampa here, so we're going to reinforce it with an infantry unit that might be able to hold. might be able to hold. But yeah, New Orleans will be the next target, I believe, because once I get rid of these troops here that are going to try and bum rush these cities to try and take them back, we're definitely going to try and do a counterattack to slowly take. Because when you're fighting America, even in this mod, or really any game, even Hearts of Iron, it turns into a war of attrition, routing, encirclements. Civ 3 does not have a concept of encirclements, in quotes, but it does leave them vulnerable to not be able to retreat if you can do that. But we're gonna definitely be doing a lot of infantry, a lot of cavalry. We will be making a lot of howitzers and stuff in the American campaign right now. But we definitely need a few more cities before we can really maximize it. So for the first, well, good many turns, honestly. For a good many turns, it's really going to be a slow crawl. The war with America will probably take at least 10-ish episodes to really hammer down. I will try to blitzkrieg it, I guess you could say. I'll try to blitz it as much as I can. Can't guarantee that I'll be able to, nail it down. But we'll see what we can do here. I am going to take advantage of these stacks, these two, this cavalry and this infantry here. I'm going to try and wound them down to where I can just take a cavalry unit that I have here, which I think is an elite, and use him. No, he's a veteran, right? Where is he? Yeah, a veteran. We'll take this veteran. We're going to try and get a core. If we can get a core, it'll definitely be a lot easier to wipe these cities a little bit, or at least give us an advantage to do that. So we'll go ahead and take these ships over here, and we will bombard New Orleans to its rubble, essentially. Yeah. Take this cavalry unit, move him in to attack that. Problem is that if I take that cavalry out next turn, they're gonna try and ambush me, so I'm going to prevent that. I'm not going to try and get my cavalry killed over stupid things. I'll leave that for the cities. I can foresee that New Orleans might have a lot of militia now inside to defend the city against my infantry, when essentially what you're doing is you're bombarding them into dust, and then you take your infantry to fight the harder mobs. And then when you have militias that are just left, which are just 1 block HP stuff, you just send cavalry in, because you can attack. If you have a start of a new turn, a cavalry unit can fight 3 times in a city. So that's 3 militias gone, just evaporated, because they're not really good unless, RNG is not on your side, and then they can screw you over that way. I've had that happen a lot. It is definitely something to keep in mind. Okay, Charleston's gonna have 2. Tampa's gonna have 2. After those are done, I think what I'll do is probably... Okay, Military Colonial Academy, that means that every unit here that I make will be a veteran right out the gate, so that's good. Especially when I have to fight the Russians eventually. I'll have to push into Russia. They are a big, big score. Still going to pile on the battleships. Definitely want them. Yeah, I'll let them build that sports stadium, I think, and I'll let Tampa build that public library. Not much I can do, per se. Not much I can do with it. Wow, these ships are having a hard time hitting that damn city. Man, that's such a waste. That is such a waste. That is definitely such a waste of artillery. Just it going nowhere. That's frustrating. Okay, let's let's prod around a little bit and see what we have. There are some soft cities. I believe Dallas is a soft city. Seattle's a soft city. Tampa's a soft city. Um, San Diego, I think, is a soft city. There's a few. I think Phoenix is a soft city. Denver's a soft city. Pretty much anything in the Midwest. Any like you could tell when a city is heavily fortified and which ones are not heavily fortified based on the size of the city. The bigger the city means more production, meaning that they're going to heavily defend it via the AI's reasoning. While the smaller cities here are going to be lightly defended because they don't house too much value. Even if, like, granted, even if you look at them and you can like clearly see, like there is definitely those types of opportunities, but the AI has its own way of thinking, you know. I'm gonna move all these cavalry over, move them over, and then we'll bring a couple infantry over to assist because uh, they will be able to do at least some defense. Because we have those Maxim machine guns, they can provide all the defense, all the defense. As you can see here, they're all gonna try and take Tampa because they think Tampa's gonna be a weak spot. Because the AI knows that when it tries to defend Tampa, they make it lightly defended. So the AI thinks that you're gonna lightly defend that city because there's not much value, which on the contrary is actually a big value to me right now because it's two production cities that I can produce pretty much anything I want. Yeah, so it all comes down to how the AI thinks you're gonna play. Like I said, this game is pretty much a game of chess. You have to make your moves very carefully, and you have to decide, uh, really decide, like, what is good, what's gonna hold, what isn't gonna hold. Like with Tampa, since they're gonna try to take it as well, they're gonna try hard to take it. Honestly, they will. I'm gonna have all these units wait because they are, well, they're not gonna be able to take that city without all the assistant bombardment, and hope that I get lucky with the bombards this turn. Hopefully, make everybody at least one block of HP. That's kind of what we're aiming for. Kind of the aim right now. Um, and when the AI starts to, they'll start to freak out when it figures out like, oh shit, I have no idea what to take. I have no idea what to take. I have no idea what to take. Or what to try and defend and what not to defend. Like, they could have used all these troops here to use the railway system to reinforce New Orleans so that it would be harder for me to take it. But they didn't. They chose to go to Tampa because the AI thinks that it's going to be an easy target to take. When you figure out how the AI in this mod pack really works, you can really make strategic kind of way. You can make strategies that can kind of exploit that. Not often though, because sometimes it may not. See, these are militias. These 2 block HPs. Yeah. Okay, that's all the units in there. All the units in this city are now all at 1 block. So all we have to do now is just clean it out. Clean house. That's all we have to do. Clean house and be done with it. Ouch. Okay, that's not good. I was kind of hoping that, okay, never mind. That's cool too. Okay. Yeah, see, the Gatling guns are pretty much Maxim machine guns if you really want to, like, make the correlation. But, yeah, it does tend to become a pain in the ass for some fights. Other fights, not so much. Now we have to fight the home guards or militias. And they are also a little bit of a pain. And we have taken the port of New Orleans. And it is ours. And now all we have to do is wake up all these units, move them into the city, and they have industry, so they can hold a little easier. A little easier. Okay, New Orleans has been taken, and I cannot bombard Houston, so I'm going to have to reroute. Um, we're gonna hold these there as sort of a support because I don't think they'll have enough units to break that. I'm gonna start working on getting some artillery made, and I do have a lot of money. This is the one thing about this mod pack is that you're gonna have a lot of money. Do not be afraid to rush things. Legitimately, do not be afraid to rush things. Rushing is not always a bad thing. In fact, rushing can actually be a really, really good thing. And now, see, they figured out that New Orleans has now become a fresh target because I have successfully taken it. And in my success of taking it, they're now thinking to themselves, okay, it's not going to be that defended. And they've just also watched me reinforce Tampa Bay. So now it's just well, it's now a tug of war to hold. It is now definitely a just tug of war right now, trying to kick me out, or at least try to stop me as much as they can. I'm gonna reinforce New Orleans right now, which is easy. Alright, Charleston, you are going to be probably going to be very useful for me right now to build up a lot of artillery so we can march on Atlanta. We're gonna try and storm up the coastline here. So we're going to try and pummel these big cities to dust, or at least attempt to, as much as we can, to ensure that they're gonna be discouraged from building ships there because of it. So we are going to have Charleston, since you have an easier time making artillery, we're going to just make you produce nothing but mountain artillery. That way it'd be a little easier. And since New Orleans might also have its resistance quelled, yes, we can produce better defense. Better defenders. Better defenders. And now it's just a game of hold. Of holding. A game of holding. Which we might be able to hold pretty well. We do have the city under lock. And I think we still have sea defense because I don't think no, naval bombardment can destroy it. But I think it might not matter. It might, maybe, may not. It depends. I know German infantry, when stacked into a city, provides a lot of defense bonuses so that they can hold at least a little bit. They are pretty much like city guards. Like in Houston here, the Houston City Guard, they're pretty much like that without the bombardment. So they can at least hold to some degree. They're not superheroes, but they can hold. And that's pretty much what we're aiming to have, is just units that can hold. And even if they do perish in battle like that, there's still at least going to be something there to hold it. And we can pick off this. Actually, we can pick that off. We can pick that off. I think what we're gonna do with Fusho we're going to have Fushao actually make some. I'm thinking we're going to make them do some rune classes. Maybe can they go in the sea? Scharnhorst. Yeah, we're gonna have them produce some ships, a navy. We're definitely gonna have China start building us a navy. It will definitely be the best option. Berlin now has enough industry for us to produce pretty much anything we want right now. So we're gonna have it produce a lot of infantry that we're gonna stack up, and we're going to have them do what needs to be done. So we are going to do that, and with the victory in New Orleans, this will be a little bit of a shorter video today, because I am busy today, unfortunately. So it is 21 minutes in, and I think I was gonna originally stop this at 20 minutes, but I got a little carried away. But yes, thank you guys for watching. The next two videos this week, or for based on Civ3, will definitely be the 30 minutes that I have. But until next time, my friends, we're going to be hopefully going to go in on Atlanta, or at least build up a little bit more, hold back more of the tide, and continue the conquest. And until next time, friends, peace out.